You write in your book that the entry for our reality in the Hitchhiker's Guide might read, a physical universe whose intrinsic nature is constituted of consciousness, worth a visit. So our whole conversation has been about the first part of that sentence. What about the second part? Worth a visit. Why is this place worth a visit? Why does it have meaning? Why does it have value at all? Why?
These are big questions. I mean, firstly, I do think panpsychism it is important to think about for considerations of meaning and value. As we've already discussed, I think consciousness is the root of everything that matters in life, from deep emotions, subtle thoughts, beautiful sensory experiences. And yet, I believe our official scientific worldview is incompatible with the reality of consciousness. I mean, that's controversial, but that's what I think. And I think people feel this on an intuitive level. It's maybe part of what Max Weber called the disenchantment of nature, that they think they know their feelings and experiences are not just electrochemical signaling. I mean, they might just have that very informed intuition, but I think that can be rigorously supported. So I think this can lead to a sense of alienation and a sense that we lack a framework for understanding the meaning and significance of our lives. And in the absence of that, people turn to other things to make sense of the meaning of their lives, like, nationalism, fundamentalist religion, consumerism. So I think panpsychism is important in that regard, in bringing together the quantitative facts of physical science with the, as it were, the human truth, by which I just mean the qualitative reality of our own experience. As I've already said, I do think there are objective facts about value and what we ought to do and what we ought to believe that we respond to it, and that's very mysterious to make sense of, both how there could be such facts and how we could know about them and respond to them. But I do think there are such facts, and they're mostly to do with kinds of conscious experience.
So they're there to be discovered, and much of the human condition is to discover those objective sources of value.
I think so, yeah. And then, I mean, moving away from panpsychism to the, at an even bigger level, I suppose I think it is important to me to live in hope that there's a purpose to existence, and that what I do contributes in some small way to that greater purpose. But I would say I don't know if there's a purpose to existence. I think some things point in that direction, some things point away from it, but I don't think you need certainty or even high probability to have faith in something. So to take an analogy, suppose you've got a friend who's very seriously ill. Maybe there's a 30% chance they're going to make it. You shouldn't believe your friend's going to get better, because they're probably not. But what you can say is, you could say to your friend, I have faith that you're going to get better. That is, I choose to live in hope about that possibility. I choose to orientate my life towards that hope. Similarly, I don't think we know whether or not there's a purpose to existence, but I think we can make the choice to live in hope of that possibility. And I find that a worthwhile and fulfilling way to live.
So maybe as your editor, I would collaborate with you on the edit of the Hitchhiker's Guide entry, that instead of worth a visit, we'll insert hopefully worth a visit. Or the inhabitants hoped that you would think it's worth a visit. Yeah. Philip, you're an incredible mind, an incredible human being, and indeed are humble. And I'm really happy that you're able to argue and take on some of these difficult questions with some of the most brilliant people in the world, which are the philosophers thinking about the human mind. So this was an awesome conversation. I hope you continue talking to folks like Sam Harris. I'm so glad you talked to Joe. I can't wait to see what you write, what you say, what you think next. Thank you so much for talking today.
Thanks very much, Lex. This has been a really fascinating conversation. I've got a lot I need to think about actually just from this conversation, but thanks for chatting to me.